So, Endfield 1.5 livestream just happened, and surprisingly, we're not getting S or Horse Guy. Instead, we're getting Typhoeus. Typhoeus? I don't know, man. Pogranicznik is way easier to pronounce than this. But jokes aside, this is actually a pretty interesting update because we're getting Typhoeus and a rerun banner. Also that she's a nature striker, a role and element that perfectly fits S, which raises a pretty big question. What does this mean for the future of nature teams, or more specifically, what will become of S? Is she gonna be a striker or a support? And if you're saving your Oro barrel, what will be your full plan? You got Typhoeus, S, and Horse Guy all sitting there. Heck, even Lino's banner is still up. So, let's talk about all that in today's video. But before we get into Typhoeus, S, Horse Guy, and the rest of the 1.5 stuff, a quick word from today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by LDShop. If you're looking to top up for Arknights Endfield, LDShop lets you do the top up yourself by binding your account and using your user ID and server so you don't have to give someone your account credentials. And I'm actually going to show you how the process works right now. You can select Arknights Endfield, choose the package you want, and go through the checkout process. And once the purchase goes through, there it is, the currency has arrived in game. If you're a new user, you can also get a 50% off coupon plus an additional 5% off coupon through my link, and your first top-up bonus can also be used through LDShop. And if you spend over $80 within a 1-month period on LDShop, you can also get the free monthly pass as a reward. I'll leave my link in the description and pinned comment if you want to check it out. Anyway, back to the important question. Let's start with the obvious. Typhoeus is the new 6-star coming in at 1.5, and I don't think this was the character most people were expecting. We've been talking about S, we've been talking about Horse Guy, we've been waiting for this too for a while now. And then Hypergrip basically walks into the livestream and says, yeah, how about her? And here we are. Typhoeus, apparently. Now, one of the funniest things about this reveal is that we actually got a little bit of information about her earlier than expected. One of those intern-kun incidents. There was already an image floating around showing Typhoeus with the Nature Striker tag hours before the livestream. And just like you, I looked at that image and thought, there's no way that's correct. Because between Typhoeus and S definitely fits that role and element perfectly. I mean, Typhoeus doesn't look naturey to me, but nope, Typhoeus actually is the Nature Striker.
It should have been me!
And now this creates the question, what is S gonna be? Because there's still a very real possibility that S ends up being Nature, and a Nature Striker at that too. She looks way too naturey to completely rule that out. And if that happens, well, nature players are going to have a very interesting problem. Because now you could potentially have multiple nature DPS characters competing for your pools. Which is good and bad in a way. Good because there's versatility, bad is on the part on how they handle and give us information. Which is what I don't like about Endfield right now. They've shown these characters multiple times now with their live streams, and to this day, we absolutely have no idea on what these characters are going to be. What I would want to see is for them to actually show us what the role and element is gonna be for these characters as soon as they show them on their live streams. This would help us a lot when it comes to deciding who to pool and plan our resources. Because just look at this live stream, we got Typhoeus as Nature Striker. I bet no one was expecting that. Personally, I'm waiting for Horse Guy and I'm still hoping and praying that he'll be a DPS. Knowing early what their element and role is gonna be would definitely be a welcome positive change. I mean, come on Hypergrip, it can't be that hard. Oh, and there's also a new 5-star coming in with this update. She's gonna be free and her weapon is free too. You get both throughout the event, so that's actually pretty nice. Thank you Hypergrip. Now, let's talk more about Typhoeus herself. Being a nature striker already makes her pretty interesting because of where nature teams are currently heading. We have support arcane that synergizes really well with Lino for nature teams, even electric teams. We have DPS version of arcane which is really strong, and now we're getting another nature DPS. So if you're someone who's been waiting for a stronger nature team, well, Typhoeus contribute to that. I think it's an important question, especially if you've already invested and really like playing DPS Arcane. On the other hand, Support Arcane can provide a lot of value to a nature DPS, and Lino is also very clearly designed to make nature teams stronger too. So a team where you play Typhoeus with Support Arcane and Lino sounds pretty strong. Nature element is already starting to have some pretty serious pieces, which is nice to see considering this is the element that was completely ignored at the start of the game. I mean, you can't even build a nature team before Arcane came in. So let's say you're sitting on a decent amount of oro barrels right now, and you're looking at Typhoeus, then you look at Si, and you're thinking, who the heck am I supposed to pull? Well, I don't think we have enough information to give you a definitive answer yet, because Typhoeus being a nature striker doesn't automatically mean Si isn't one. And we don't know exactly how their kits are going to compare, so if you're already a huge fan of Si, I wouldn't suddenly abandon that plan just because Typhoeus got announced. We haven't even seen Si's kit yet, and that's probably the character I'd be waiting for before making a final decision. Let's just hope we get more info about Si before Typhoeus banner ends, like Hypergrip. Please, you're already stingy with the oro barrels you give us, you can at least be generous with the information you give so we can plan properly. Again, it can't be that hard. And then there's Horse Guy. Unfortunately, we're not getting him in 1.5 either. But Hypergrip did give us another little clip of him during the livestream, and bro, that's all it takes, man. They showed this guy for like 3 seconds and immediately everyone's analyzing every single pixel, like, look at his clothes, man, look at his back, look at his tail, he's definitely electric. Unfortunately, we know nothing. Like, what this livestream confirms is that we know nothing, bro. Absolutely nothing. I mean, look at Typhoeus. She looks like an ice character, but she turns out to be nature. Like, what the heck, Endfield? Nature striker? At this point, Horse Guy could be fire and no one should be surprised. And while we're talking about saving, there's another announcement from the livestream that I think is actually going to be pretty important long term. They call it RE-Factor Headhunting. This is basically a rerun banner for older characters that you might have missed. And the first one is going to feature Yvonne. The AT pool PT carries over to the next RE-Factor banner, which is also a good thing. We don't know how frequently these banners are going to happen yet, but at least we don't have to wait for any special events like the anniversary to get character reruns. Contingency Contract Season 2 also appears to be coming. It looks like it's going to line up around Si and Horse Guy patch, and I have one request. Please give us stream medals this time, because the last Contingency Contract, like, man, you could push yourself all the way to the highest risk and the game basically went, congratulations, here's your reward, which is nothing. Meanwhile, Umbral Monument has stream medals, regular events for crying out loud have stream medals. Why doesn't Contingency Contract have stream medals? Give me something to flex, bro. Give me the medal. Give me the wrist number next to it. Without trim medals, what's the point, bro? Let me put it on my profile and flex on everyone. That's the whole point of Contingency Contract, right? So that's basically where I'm at after the 1.5 live stream. Typhoeus wasn't who I expected, but I think that's what makes this update interesting. You got Typhoeus coming in as Nature Striker, Si is still sitting there as the big question mark, Horse Guy lurking somewhere in the future, RE-Factor banners bringing old characters back, and Contingency Contract Season 2 coming right up. There's a lot happening, and personally, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to afford all this shit. But what about you guys? Who are you pulling for? Are you going for Typhoeus? Are you going for Si? Or are you holding everything for Horse Guy? And if you're skipping Typhoeus, what are you saving for? Let me know down in the comments below. And I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye for now. Janet.